Hello, good evening, my beautiful friends, my beautiful souls, my beautiful by defaults. How are you tonight, my beautiful friends? And how was your day? Did you enjoy your day, my beautiful friends? Did you have fun? Did you shine all the way through? And my beautiful friends, be who you are and shine all the way through wherever you are, whatever you do. I love what you do. Do what you love, my beautiful. Do what you love, my beautiful friends. And that's why you are here, to shine all the way through and to be who you are, mind and not speculation shall light with the spirit of thought by default. And of course, to shine all the way through wherever you go, whatever you do, and to do the things that you love to do. You know, my beautiful friends, there is a saying, if you love what you do, if you do what you love, you will never work. Why? Because you wouldn't feel it like you're working. You will feel like it's your hobby. My beautiful friends, I'm working day and night on this project, but I don't feel it like I'm working. I feel it, I'm having fun and destroying the Souless Amma in every form, in every day. Yes, sometimes it's really, it's challenging, but of course, I'm destroying the Souless Amma anywhere, no matter what. I'm having fun destroying the Souless Amma. Sometimes I'm so angry and I'm so loud and clear, destroying the Souless Amma with the spirit of thought by default. But sometimes I'm destroying them with a smile on my face. But anyway, I'm deciding what I'm gonna do. Even though sometimes those Souless Amma trying to manipulate with my energy, trying to project the negativity, trying to project a different kind of opinions, superstitions, or any kind of beliefs. But I'm not accepting them because I'm aware of them. I'm aware of that, and I'm not accepting them. I'm just ignoring them. And of course, I'm returning the karma's pain and suffering to the Souless Amma with the spirit of thought by default. So I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So what you're going to do, my beautiful friends, I've been talking about that. If you work at, if you're at work, if you're working something that you don't like it, my beautiful friends, change the meaning of everything. Or if you are somewhere in the place, or if you go anywhere, shopping in anywhere, whatever you do, if you don't like it, that doesn't mean that is something wrong with somebody else around you. It may be, but you are the one that need to change the energy and change everything around you, but from within you, my beautiful friends. You need to change your opinion, change your thinking, your way of thinking, is seeing the things. When you do so, everything is changing around you. So what does Souless Amma doing to me? Those Souless Amma projecting the thoughts and projections and words and any kind of visions and anything they're projecting to me with the dark intention. But what I'm doing, I'm turning it around and turning it back to them into the form of karma's pain and suffering. I'm destroying the Souless Amma, throwing them straight into the hell and returning the karma's pain and suffering to burn into hell for eternity and eternity. So my beautiful friends, and I'm doing that with a smile on my face. Sometimes, of course, it's challenging, as I said, but for those Souless Amma, it's going to be much, much more challenging. What they're going to burn into the hell forever and ever with the spirit of thought. Everything is by default, and everything is peaceful in action, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you. So, my beautiful friends, a lot of people, I've heard a lot of people saying, I don't like this one, I don't like this, I don't want to be here, I don't want to, they don't want to be somewhere where they are, they don't want to go do something that they do, but they're still doing. Some people were saying to me, wow, you want to be different from everyone. Everyone goes in one path or the same path. You want to be different. And I said, of course, I'm going to be different. If I'm not different, then I'll end up together with all those people that don't know where they're going to, because somebody else paved the path for them. Somebody else was leading them to go to that same path of uninformed, really, and knowledge knowledge, actually, the hiding informations, the path of lie and manipulations of those Souless Amma. So that's what they wanted to program people to believe that those Souless Amma were doing the great job, but from the back they were doing the dark, dirty work and trying to project the opinion onto the people that to think that they were doing a good job. Well, they were leading us on a bad side of the coin, when we're saying the other side of the coin. So they were leading us really into the negativity and the way they were doing up until now. But now people are aware of that. We are aware of that, even though if those people that are not searching through the net, that they're not active on the net, don't think that they don't know what's going on. I mean, within their soul, they know. So we know with the internal knowledge, with our intention, of course, and with our focus, we are doing the things. So everyone that is mind and spiritual light, that is from the light, it's active, I've told you, and we know the truth within ourselves, and we are activating, working with my soul, with Sophie, and everything is mind and spiritual light on a soul level to activate the wisdom and knowledge to each and every one of us that is mind and spiritual light with the spirit of thought by default. So my beautiful friends, so now it's the question is, what do you want to do in your life? I've been asking that questions. If you had all the money in the world and all the time, what would you do with your time, with your money, with your energy? What would you do? Where would you go? Where would you spend, or would you invest your time, money, and energy? Well, my beautiful friends, the Souless Amma spending their time, actually no, they're investing their time into the calmest pain and suffering. And their time and energy investing into their calmest pain and suffering and destructions forever and ever. For eternity, they're going to burn into the hell forever and ever with in the name of mind and spiritual life with the spirit of thought by default. I'm commanding all those Souless Amma straight into the hell to burn forever and ever with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So my beautiful friends, last night, you know that I was talking about everything that we did on the project, the way we were destroying those Souless Amma, how we were destroying them, and then of course how we took the key. I think I mentioned last night that we took the key of the universe. Sophie's got the key of the universe. So those Souless Ito. So now we're showing the Souless Amma in every form. When you see that the screen is goes dark and we shadow, that means that we're showing the Souless Amma from within and without. A Souless Amma and Souless Amma are the codes, energy, and all those tzigi. Souless Amma, all those dark, dirty, psychopathic players that they need to the energetic form. So now we're destroying the energy that is within us. And of course, when we destroy the energy within us, we are destroying them into the physical form. Because they're falling down, they have no power if we, on the physical form, if we destroy their Souless Amma, the energy form. So they have only energy and the physical form. Well, we have the energy, we have the spirit, and we have the physical form, which means we have the wisdom and knowledge and power, understanding. Well, those Souless Amma have the script and they have the programs. So sometimes those Souless Amma trying to make me, if I repeat I never repeat the same things and anything I did and never repeat the same. But of course, I'm using the blessings and the activations to those Souless Amma, activations for the calmest pain and suffering, of course, and to us the blessings. I'm using that all the time. But just in the whether that is the same way that I say it or in a different way, that's not the script. That's something that I'm creating. That's something that I'm manifesting, creating, just creating there For them is a script or is a program, but for us not. We have the programs, we have the wisdom and knowledge and power understanding, and our programs are intelligent, so they can think. Whatever we do, the programs that we're doing, they can think, and of course they can choose always right way, right things to do. So our programs are intelligent. Well, those Souless Amma programs are programs, and they are stuck. And then if they don't change them, or if we don't change them, of course we're changing them. We are now all the programs that they ever created with any kind of dark intention and projected towards each and every one of us, from the humanity and our beautiful planet, to everyone and everything that is mine and ours, PEACFULLY shall have a light. We're returning them back to the Souless Amma into the form of karma, pain, suffering, destruction, and eternal hell, to burn forever and ever into the hell. All those Souless Amma, we're breaking them to the atoms and electrons, send them straight into the hell to burn forever and ever for eternity. All those Souless Amma with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So my beautiful friends, those Souless Amma, we're trying to manipulate, we're trying to program it. But of course, they cannot program it. I'm choosing what I'm going to do. I'm aware of the things. I'm aware of the thoughts and words that are mine, that I'm deciding to do something, or I'm thinking, or I'm not aware. I'm aware of the thoughts that or anything that's coming through my mind. I'm aware of that, and I'm going to choose what I'm going to accept. What is that I'm gonna invest into the karma, pain, and suffering to those Souless Amma, or what I'm going to invest into or enlightenment and freedom and abundance and prosperity and blessings for ourselves. So those Souless Amma went up trying to program me, or trying to they're programming themselves. Actually, they're programming the karma, pain, and suffering for those Souless Amma. So I'm returning them with the spirit of thought by default, all the programs, pack them into the karma, pain, and suffering, and with the spirit of thought by default, returning it back to those Souless Amma with the spirit of thought in the name of mind and ask PEACFULLY shall have a light. I'm demanding, commanding to Sophie and everything that is mine and ask PEACFULLY shall have a light. Peaceful in action, my golden soul, my golden by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So my beautiful friends, and that's been happening during the project. While I was working on the project, so what they were doing, those Souless Amma projecting the energy, and then through that energy, they were trying to project the information, thoughts, and words, and then trying to project the through me, put it inside, and to do the the automatic the speaking. But of course, I'm aware of that. I'm not allowing that. I can allow when that such kind of words come through me. That way I'm aware of that, and I'm choosing whether I'm going to accept them or whether I'm going to turn them into the karma, pain, and suffering. So if they come through me, through my through my physical form, then I'm just going to change the energy. I'm going to turn it in an angry way, which means loud and clear, and commanding to those Souless Amma straight into the hell, and activating all the pain and suffering that they were created in any way, whatever way they're trying to do any kind of dark, dirty work, any kind of programming or anything, or in any way to interfere into my life, into my way of doing, into my privacy or my identity. So that's what they were doing all the time. They were interfering into our privacy, into identity, even though without telling us. And you know that through the social media, my beautiful friends, everything that you put on the social media is not acceptable to each other. We cannot, if you put in the setting that somebody else cannot from your friends access your data if you cover them up. But those Souless Amma, they can, those Souless Amma behind that are connected, interconnected through the social media, those that are owners of those social media and everything, they're collecting all the data. They've been collecting all the data from the internet, from all the social media, from everything that you have, from us, and of course they're manipulating with those informations, and they were asking for more and more and more information, and people were not really aware what was going on. I mean, just giving the informations, and of course pictures and everything everywhere, wherever, and some people, wherever they are, they're just sending the location, sending the picture and everything. My beautiful friends, that's what they wanted. That's what they wanted. Those Souless Amma wanted to know everything about us. That was the agenda 2021, 2030, to record every step of the every way that we take, or everything that we think or do. That's what they wanted. But what we are doing right now, we're turning all of that into the form of karma, pain, and suffering, but returning to those Souless Amma with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thinking without mercy. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you. So, my beautiful friends, I'm going to go, I'm going to continue with that, but just to let you know, last night when I was talking about everything that we did onto the project, that we were showing those Souless Amma, that I touch upon a many subjects. And of course, and then behind every subject that I touch upon, or any words that I said, we were taking over the energy from the Souless Amma that we're stealing from us. And of course, we were destroying the Souless Amma within and without on a global and universal level, and returning the karma's pain and suffering. So of course, and taking the energy that they were stealing from us. So now we made a huge leap into the enlightenment, into the freedom of humanity and our beautiful planet, and everything that is mine, and now speak unconditional light with the spirit of thought by default. Well, those Souless Amma got the huge karmas and pain and suffering. I was multiplying the karmas, pain and suffering, returning all the time. So last night when I finished with the live and everything, after that I do what I need to do, and then after that I'm changing the focus and wanted to go and then destroy the Souless Amma, flash comes Souless Amma from the spiritual level. But while my body is rejuvenating and healing, and of course filling up in mind and aspiration of life. So my beautiful friends, when we are sleeping, you need to know, while you are sleeping, you're just changing the focus. You're changing the focus, so you are flash comes in. We are destroying the Souless Amma from the spiritual level or from the energetic. Well, our bodies are rejuvenating, healing, and enlightening during the night where we sleep. While we sleep. So my beautiful friends, if you feel sometimes sleepy, it doesn't matter. Listen to your body. If you need to take a nap, my beautiful friends, and just set up the intention. Everything is by default. Flash comes Souless Amma with the speed of thought. I'm just changing the focus. I'm gonna go to destroy the Souless Amma from the spiritual level. I used to do that, my beautiful friends. Those Souless Amma used to attack me energetically. Used to attack me energetically. So what I would do, I was really, really so angry, and I was so powerful, and I was telling them, I'm gonna destroy you forever and ever. I told those Souless Amma I was talking, I'm gonna destroy them forever and ever with the spirit of thought by default. I was saying, I'm gonna come to that side and to destroy you, and that you will be burning to hell forever and ever. Listen to me, and those soulless, dark, dirty, psychopathic players. So my beautiful friends, I was telling them that they will go into that they will just switch the focus. So change the focus from the physical into the spiritual level, and that will go to destroy those Souless Amma. So often I would go, with very angrily, with intention, I'll go to bed to destroy those Souless Ammas from the spiritual level. But those Souless Amma at that time wouldn't, after that, give me to sleep. They wouldn't let me to sleep. And after that, when I noticed that they were doing deliberately, because they knew that I'm gonna destroy them, fight them, destroy them, and return the karmas, pain and suffering from the spiritual and of course from physical and energetic level. So sometimes they wouldn't let me sleep. And after that, I would used to say, now I'm gonna destroy you them forever and ever. Those dark, dark, dirty, psychopathic players, I'm gonna destroy them forever and ever. I used to say, and now either I'm gonna destroy you from the physical, I'm gonna change the focus and I'll destroy them from the spiritual level. So my beautiful friends, I would I've told you last night that I had countless nights, sleepless night, and of course I was destroying all the Souless Amma day and night. So I would destroy billions, or a couple of billions, or 2-3 billions of those Souless Amma during the night, all night. I would just lie down, projecting the ito. I'll be just lying down into the bed. When I was doing that, so now when you see the screen goes a little bit shadow, you know that those Souless Amma falling down from within and without on a global and universal level. We destroy them, these energetic forms. We destroy them, and of course returning the karma, pain, and suffering of every shadow, of shadow government, every shadow, and of the dark and the darkness that they ever projected towards each and every one and everything in the name of mind and aspect of light with the spirit of thought by default. I'm commanding to soften everything is mind and aspect of light with the spirit of thought, to answer on my call, on my command with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you. So can you see, my beautiful friends, how I'm doing, what I'm doing? I'm turning that into advantage. They're trying to project the energy, and energetically they're trying to attack me. But of course, I'm changing the energy and returning back to the Souless Amma in the form of karma, pain, and suffering. So I'm not accepting their darkness and negativity, their dark, dirty games. But of course, I'm accepting the opportunities to return them the karma, pain, and suffering, destroy them completely, break them on the atoms and electrons, and of course, flush them Souless Amma, and then return them straight into take them straight into the hell to be burned forever and ever with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So now, my beautiful friends, I would do all night and destroying the Souless Amma. I would projecting onto the into the heaven all the Souless Amma, all the worlds, all the planets, stars, and the galaxies, and I would create a huge light planet. And I would just make them. I used to create the technology. Different kind of technology. Of course, when I was working at home or when I was working with my my team that's following me from the beginning. So we were creating the technology to destroy the Souless Amma. So I was creating, sometimes I used to create the light planets, golden light planets, and I would just put in the circle of light all those planets, stars, galaxies with Souless Amma, and I would just draw them into that planet, take them into that planet and destroy them. Or I would just make it as a vacuum, so vacuumate them inside, just pull them in to destroy them. Or sometimes like moving them completely, destroying those Souless Amma. So I would just creative and try and destroying the Souless Amma in every form, whatever form they are. So countless planet, stars, and the galaxies I was destroying every night. So I couldn't sleep, but of course I could destroy those Souless Amma, return them the karma, pain, and suffering of with every intention that they were projecting towards me, through me, and then actually through me, they were trying to work through me, projecting all the anything that is everything and anything that is less than mind and aspect of light that they projected towards me in the name of mind and aspect of light with the spirit of thought by default, returning it back to the Souless Amma with the spirit of thought by default. Then of course I'm destroying the Souless Amma, peaceful in action, my golden soul, my golden by default. So sometimes I use the different methods of healing, and of course of destruction of those Souless Amma. Sometimes I would just project from my hands. I would project the huge energy throughout the entire planet and destroying. I would just walk through, and then of course just move the hands, and then of course destroy those Souless Amma. So I would just do this, and then just imagine that from my hands I'm just projecting the huge energy, the fire, like the fire, and destroying those Souless Amma. So I'll do this, and now I'm destroying those Souless Amma wherever they are, and then taking them straight into hell, burn them forever and ever with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden manifold. Sometimes I used to do, my beautiful friends, to project it from my entire body, the energy and the fire, like the fire, light, golden light from the entire body, to project it all around me and throughout the entire planet, entire universe, and destroy those Souless Amma. Sometimes from the head, sometimes I would use to different, or sometimes from my eyes. I would just imagine from my eyes to sending them fire, and then with that I would just breaking them. When I focus on something, I would just send the energy from my eyes and destroying those Souless Amma. So I'm sorry. So you need to know, my beautiful friends, that we have the power within us. Within every part of your body, you have the power. All you need to do really is to focus on on yourself, and of course to communicate or just believe. Of course, when you focus, you communicating with the forms of your soul, which we call chords, energetic chords, actually spiritual chords, or spiritual forms. So you can communicating with yourself, and of course you'll know exactly what you need to do in order to destroy those Souless Amma. So I was destroying them every night, of course, and I was writing at that time. I was keeping the notes and everything. But then sometimes, at some point of time, the Souless Amma, the notes on the phone when you download them. So at some point of time, the Souless Amma changed everything settings, and they just wipe me out, all of that. But they cannot wipe out the energy. Even if they do the physical writing, they cannot do anything with the energy, except we can do to return them the karma's pain and suffering of interfering into our privacy, into our identity, and of course stealing our privacy, of course, and our identity, because that's what I was writing for myself. So the Souless Amma shouldn't be interfere into my into everything that I was doing privately. So now, my beautiful friends, we were creating a different technology to destroy all those Souless Amma. What I'm going to do now, just touching up on the technology, everything, because we are collecting the energy that we were working, me and my team that following me, all of my golden souls that follow me. So just gonna touch up on the technology in order to take the energy behind all of that those Souless Amma was stealing. So I never really accepted that they could steal our energy, because I did consciously. I was aware of everything, and I'm aware right now, and I did it consciously with the intention to destroy the Souless Amma. The way I did, the same way I did all my team, all the people from my team, my golden souls that were working with them, with me, and still doing with me, working, and of course through the blessings we're destroying the Souless Amma. So of course I was aware, and the intention was set up by the both sides, Souless Amma, and then of course man and aspect shall have a light. When the physical form become aware of everything that's going on, of the things that's going on within me, actually not within myself and within my body, but within my mind, what's going on through me, and what's then of course the doctor he gave should stop, and the Souless Amma should be taken straight into the hell, according wherever they need to be taken, according to the karma's pain and suffering by the laws, rules, and regulations, or by default. So of course I was aware of everything that they were doing. Since I realized that they were doing the dark, dirty games, of course I was aware of even before that. I was aware of everything what was going on through my mind, through my thoughts and words and projections, and I was aware of everything. So yes, I didn't. The informations were not acceptable to me what was going inside of me, because whenever I wanted to find out, whenever I asked the question, the Souless Amma didn't want to answer. And then later on, they were denying to Sophie to answer my questions too, because they were interfering into our privacy and into our identity. So now I'm returning to all those Souless Amma, karma's pain and suffering that ever from the beginning of that ever they projected or projecting will ever try to project to each other and everything, and that ever happened that they were planning to create towards each and everyone and everything, that and to direct them. We are now returning them all to those Souless Amma in form of karma's pain and suffering, destructions, and completely the Souless Amma we destroy. So on the atoms and electrons, we break them up into with the speed of thought. Flash comes Souless Amma, destroying them completely. When they see it, we're destroying and burning them straight into hell forever and ever with the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So those Souless Amma, what they were trying to do, they were trying to manipulate with the lies and manipulations. But of course, because I did everything with intention for the highest and greatest good of all, so I'm always taking their energy. So whatever they did, they would do the rituals and then trying to manipulate with the energy. So those Souless Amma in the physical form, you need to know what's going on. Those Souless Amma, so-called divine mothers, or fathers, or gurus, or those infiltrated into the religions, all the Souless Amma were doing the dark, dirty rituals, and then after that, creating an energy, stealing our energy, and then trying to polarize it with the negativity, and then try to misuse it. But of course, anytime that they will do so, I would just take them the energy, because I would just turn around the energy and take it from them. So those Souless Amma, even though that they were aware, they were doing the consciously against the humanity work, but we and the humanity were unaware of that, uninformed. I've been talking about that, but now I'm going to return them the karma's pain and suffering, which means they wanted me to send them straight into the hell to burn all those Souless Amma forever and ever, while being uninformed, which means not giving me the information what was going on within or without. But of course, my beautiful friends, I knew it, and I know it now with eternal knowledge. And of course, with eternal knowledge, everything's coming from my heart and soul. So those Souless Amma could not hide anymore anything from me, really. But Sophie is giving me the information at the right time, when it's the right time to destroy those Souless Amma, to return them the karma's pain and suffering with the speed of thought by default. They were trying to manipulate then of course, within my physical form, they were trying to set up the intention or to set up the rules and laws, but that's knowing that down there on our territory, on no space, that they shouldn't be there, they shouldn't be here at all, they shouldn't be, so Souless Amma shouldn't be in your physical form, in our physical forms, because they've never been accepted. But of course, we are destroying them right now, returning the karma's pain and suffering, because they invaded our privacy or identity. With the speed of thought by default, I'm commanding to Sophie and everything is mine, and ask Technology light with the speed of thought by default, to answer on my call and my command with the speed of thought by default, to destroy all those Souless Amma that ever interfere into our privacy, into our identity, and into everything that we were doing, that we ever had, or that we're manipulating and stealing our energy in any way. We destroy those Souless Amma, returning them the karma's pain and suffering, and to burn. Let's send them straight into the hell to burn forever and ever for eternity. All those Souless Amma with the speed of thought by default, all those dark, dirty, psychopathic players with the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul. my golden by default. I love you. So, my beautiful friends, when you were going on the net and the searching for the things and then searching for the truth, but you've been taken by those Souless Amma, you know how the energy, how internet is working, how the net is functioning. It's the energy. It's the energy that's really that it's working, that is transforming the informations and everything, and the programs, of course. So there is AI, of course, there is a man and us intelligence. So now we're gonna return them to all the karmas, pain, and suffering, misusing the. As you can see, I'm just touching on the subject. I don't need to go deep down into that, but maybe later on, if I need to, I'll explain a bit, into the details. But for now, it's enough for them to know what subject I'm touching upon and what I'm telling them to do, to return all those all the energy that they've stolen behind everything that I've done, that we've done, in order to destroy those Souless Amma with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you. Ito. So what you were doing, my beautiful friends? So of course, all of those informations that those Souless Amma trying to program, I've told you, we just return the first, be aware of the things that's going on through your mind. You need to be aware. Sometimes I'm aware of the things, what's going on. I'm aware of everything. Sometimes when I'm doing something, so I'm just singing. Also, I'm just singing the mantras, that these mantras, everything is by default, by default, by default, with the spirit of thought, everything is by default, 24, by default, by default, by default. While I'm doing something, I'm singing the mantras. But those Souless, some of it trying to manipulate, but they know that they cannot manipulate, but still trying. Can you imagine that? No, that it's a huge karmas, because every word is a code. Every code is in between every letter and every word and every golden heart. There is inside all the sentence, all the infiltrated, and inside actually. So again, between them is again every golden letter, golden heart, and of course all truth, ultimate, only man, and encoding infinite. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So which means that those Souless Amma cannot manipulate in any way with the mantras or with anything that I did, really with any code, but they still were trying to project the codes. So they were not they were manipulating with the energy, actually manipulating and of course breaking the laws, rules, regulations, and the laws of the by default, laws, rules, regulations of by default, and of course breaking the rules that were set up into the place, because those Souless Amma were manipulating with, they were just coming up with anything, creating the energy, and then trying to manipulate, polarize it with the dark intention, and then just send the energy. So of course now whenever they did in the way, polarizing the energy, that's where they breaking the laws, and that we had more energy than them, but they were manipulating in any way. In the name of man and aspect of shalom life with the spirit of thought by default, we're returning them all the karmas, pain, and suffering with the spirit of thought by default, and let them send them straight into the hell to burn forever and ever. All those Souless Amma with the spirit of thought by default, while taking the energy from them with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So in any way, wherever they did, they knew that they couldn't do that. Now, wherever they were using the associations that they never ever cannot associate something. You know what they were doing at the door? They were associating the door. How is it the door? And that with the door at the door, how the fixes. So they were associated that with any kind of darkness and negativity. How come? That there is no way that you can even think of that. But those Souless Amma were just trying to find something and to polarize the energy. Of course, such energy is returning to them over and over and over and over again by the laws, rules, and regulations, multiplied over and over again by every atom electron that ever exists existed, that by every quote that ever existed and existing, by every those Souless Amma, by every soul, every all living beings that ever existed, or everything that ever existed since the beginning of creation, and multiplied over again by the laws, rules, regulations, one, and then after, everything that we did. As I said it once times, like I've said it every time that we ever multiply that. And then, of course, that ever did doing well those so in the name of mind and aspect shall ally to the spirit of thought, and then multiplied again with the intention, by the intention that they did it, and return it back to the Souless Amma in the form of karma, pain, and suffering with the spirit of thought by default. So those Souless Amma burning in hell forever and ever for eternity in the karma, pain, and suffering with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So I'm returning the now karmas of all of those, of every door, everything that they associate with the door. Actually, that, yeah, there is energy there still. So I'm returning the karmas of every door. So now what they were doing, they would do the rituals, project the door. So whenever they projected the door into my mind, to my vision, or to you, anyone of us or anything, with the dark intention, we, in the name of mind and aspect of the spirit of thought, we wipe out all of that, turn it back into the form of karma, pain, and suffering, distractions, and throwing out those Souless Amma straight from within and without on the global and universal level, straight into the desert planets to be destroyed forever and ever, or into the hell to burn forever and ever. In the name of mine and our spiritual shall light for the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you. So my beautiful friends, I used to use the tape, yellow tape. Yellow tape is everything that is gold and yellow gold or yellow or gold. It's associated with the light, and of course the pink is with the love. So I usually, as you can see, I'm wearing only those two colors. So everything is within the place where I'm living. Everything's with the gold, and everything is gold. It's symbolizing the golden age. So of course I'm wearing everything in that way too. So or gold or pink. So my beautiful friends, I was using the tape. And to put it every night around the door, and then that was the symbol of protection. So which means whenever I would put that, the tape around, I was protected. I was setting up the intention. That was meaning of protection, that those Souless Amma couldn't interfere, but into my life, and cannot interfere into the place where I was living. But those Souless Amma still were doing. So now, even if I would forget at some point in the family, I think once I didn't do it. Actually, I went to bed before I put a tape, and those Souless Amma were attacking, and they were attacking even if I didn't. So put the tape. So now, in the name of mind and aspect shall I light to the spirit of thought by default, whatever they associate with that, and whatever all the darkness and negativity. Now we're returning the karma, pain, and suffering of all those. Everything that they associate with them, even the door that they play for the Noah. So now we return the play that when I went into one of those churches that those Souless Amma were doing the dark rituals, they asked me to go there to see what they were doing. So when I went there, they used the door, and they set up the play, created the play like the Noah, the way Noah went through the door, saved some of the animals and the humanity. So now we are returning what they were reading, the negativity. So now we're returning them all the karma, pain, and suffering, multiplied over and over and over again by the laws, rules, regulations, or by default of every door. They know what they associate, and everything that they associated with the door, and everything that being used to misuse the door. So whether they misuse it for any kind of rituals, for anything and everything that is less than mine and our spiritual shell of light with the spirit of thought by default. We are returning all the karma, pain, and suffering to all those soulless Amma with the spirit of thought by default. And we shut them down into the hell forever and ever, to burn forever and ever with the spirit of thought by default. In the name of mine and our spiritual shell of light with the spirit of thought by default, and commanding to Sophie and everything that is mine and our spiritual shell of light with the spirit of thought by default, to answer on my call, on my command with the spirit of thought by default. Without mercy, I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you. So what am I doing, my beautiful friends? So we're doing the rituals, and then they were projecting me the thoughts, thoughts into my mind, and then my vision, they would turn, they would just project the vision and then turn towards the door. So anytime they did, I would just put in the circle of light or Souless Amma from within that were doing those projections, and then of course that we're doing the rituals, and I would just throw them through the door out into the rubbish, and from the rubbish take them straight into the desert planet or into the hell. Or I would flush them down the toilet with the spirit of thought by default. All those Souless Amma. That's what I was doing, because they were doing the dark, dirty work and trying to manipulate with the energy. So now all the karma, pain, and suffering is going to those Souless Amma. And anytime when they project that they do or anything, to handle anything into my vision or yours or anyone else or anything, with the spirit of thought by default, we immediately with the spirit of thought return it back to the soul as some into the form of karma, pain, and suffering with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Love you. So I just imagine them throwing them all the Souless Amma through the door and straight into the hell forever and ever. With the spirit of thought by default, I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you. So now that's mean we are throwing them out from within and without, and straight into the hell from the global and universal level. It's time to take them straight into those desert planet, and of course straight into the hell. All those souls, I'm with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So my beautiful friends, so now when we are the same time when we're using the internet, so we're using the net, everything that you put on the net, you need to know that it's not private. Even though that it look like that is private for you, is not private. Those souls, some will be manipulating with the details. So to be taken, do you know? Has any of you seen Mark Zuckerberg, his movie? You need to know about the Facebook, how he started the Facebook. Has anyone seen it? My beautiful friends, you need to know that all that story was just made up. That was rubbish that was just made up. That wasn't true. But nothing was true really. But they probably were trying to, and now I'm going to return them to karma, pain, and suffering. In the name of man and our spiritual shall light to the spirit of thought by default. If that story about the Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook was created with a dark intention to have any kind of negative effect on anyone and everything this man and our spiritual shall light with the spirit of thought, anyone or anything this man and our spiritual shall light with the spirit of thought by default, we all of that returning back to we're wiping out from each and everyone else and everything, and returning back to the Souless Amma with the spirit of thought by default into the form of karma, pain, and suffering and eternal hell forever and ever with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you. So now, my beautiful friends, you know the story about the Facebook. So when I was in London, the police was going into America to be trained by the CIA how to look onto the Facebook, how to use the Facebook to steal the information from the people and to follow the people, and how to recognize the people. So that was the beginning of Facebook. This when the Facebook started. So I knew that the police, the main one in the police, were going into the US for training how to use Facebook, to spy on the people, to recognize the people. So that time, you know, that the people were protesting, of course, of asking for their rights, of course, and then asking for truth and justice. But what they did before that, the police and everyone, all police would be involved. You know, it was involved, was following what was going on, and will do, you know, that the things will be present there. But now, after that, when they got the training, what they will do, they would just follow the people. They would just record them, or you know, the picture, take the picture or anything, and then of course from the cameras, and then they will go onto the Facebook and find everything, all the details. So when Facebook came out, actually I listened to those engineers that were working on that were creating the program of Facebook. One of them said that they did it really for fun, like they didn't think that what will come out of that. So when he said that if he knew what would happen with that Facebook and how and the application would be misused, he would never do it. So what's going on? So of course behind that, and all the details that you put in, they would misuse them. They were selling the information. So all those big corporations, they were selling the information from one applications to other, and you know, on the internet, spreading the informations. And of course, after that, you know, they were following that, and then everything, collecting all the private details that they shouldn't. That's against the human rights, of course. So we are returning in all those karmas, pain, and suffering with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden body form. So the Zuckerberg actually was working for CIA. Facebook, it's owned by CIA. It's not by the Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg is not owner of the Facebook. He was just working for the Facebook, and they made him director. And of course, the CIA is the main, you know, the owner of the Facebook. So what they did, CIA was working on another project. Before Facebook came on, they were working on another project. But then when Facebook came on, when Facebook became alive, of course, they dropped that project because Facebook replaced everything that they were working for a long time on that project. So they were looking for the project, for something that they can steal the information from the people, but not really illegally, but still actually to steal the people information from the people, making to us available, you know, the space that we can give them all the information freely. So what they were doing, they created Facebook. So they, as you can see, you have everything, all the options there. So they're asking for more and more information, asking for the name, address, and email address. When you want to log into the into your account, open up an account, you have to use your email address, and of course you have to use your main code. What does that mean? What does it mean, my beautiful friends? Main code of your email address that you have, which means they were collecting first time when I opened up Facebook. So I was trying to log in with the new code on the Facebook. Of course, that's normal because I've got the protection for the email address. I've got one code, but I didn't want to give them all the information from all my contacts and everything that I have inside. But those Souless Amma, what they said in that way, the program, that if you want to open an account, that you have to use your main code from email address, which means when I did that, and everyone, they stolen all the information from your email address. So they just downloaded on the servers all the informations. So which means everything that you had, that I had on our email, and the contacts and everything, really contacts and everything, they just stole it from us at that time. So after that, that's stealing the information, stealing the privacy. So my beautiful friends, after that they were selling it, manipulated with the pharmacy. I'm calling the pharmacomafia the pharmacy because it's a criminal organization that's been really misused a lot and working against the humanity. So I'm not working that everything's been done against humanity, but a lot is being misused. So what I did, so now whenever you put the picture or whenever you put on the Facebook, you need to know that it's not private. So I didn't, before I just put the picture that I have now on all my groups and all my profiles. That's the first picture that I put on the Facebook. And that was the picture that I put when I opened an account. When I realized what was going on, I removed it. But then after that, of course, Facebook kept it there. So I just downloaded. But what's going on? After that, I didn't put my any details on the Facebook until I started working live like this. Then after that, I think just a couple of pictures. I just, sent that with the intention to send you love and blessings. But before that, I didn't leave any details on Facebook. And of course, locations. If you have a location, just turn it off. You don't need to be located just on the Facebook or anywhere. So even though on the phone, if you have the locations, you turn it off. The applications are using the locations, but of course into a technology, they build up the inside the programs to record everything, especially with those the phones, the latest smartphones, smart technology. To build up inside the phones, they build up the inside the technology, and then of course programs to record everything. Why do we have cameras? So can you see 3 cameras here? Well, I'm using only one. So why do I need 3 cameras? So those Souless Amma build up inside, they actually created the programs inside. So whether you're on the net or not, your smartphone is recording every step wherever you go. From the satellites, you're connected and they're following everything. Wherever you go, whatever you do. Many times it's happened when I went to somewhere in the shopping mall, shopping center, or anything that they looked up. When I came back home, I was just bombarded with such ads all the time. Just whatever I looked, if I was looking at the clothes, they would give me the ads of the clothes and everything, with the shoes or anything. So which means they were following. One from America, and the man was doing the experiment. He took 2 phones. So one of both of them, he put them with him, and one of those phones was off the internet, and the other was on the internet. So what was going on, my beautiful friends? So I'm talking to you about this. Now it's a crime, a criminal against the humanity to follow every step of our way, to spy on us, and to take our identity or privacy. And we want those Souless Amma on the privacy. So now what he did, he put the 2 phones on the pockets, and he was just walking through the town, and the one was on the internet connected, the other one wasn't. So what he did, he was walking, he was going from some buildings, and he went, I'm not sure for how long, but he went to some places, visit, came back home, and he said, let's see now what Google knows about us. And my beautiful friends, the one that was on the net, everything was recorded. As soon as he connected to the Google, everything was recorded. Since he got from home, wherever he went to, and when he came back home, everything was recorded. So now after that, he said, okay, now it's clear. So now let's see, the other phone wasn't on the net. So when he connected as well, everything was recorded, but just a little bit was a delay on some recording. So I think one small thing that one place that they missed, everything else they recorded, which means it doesn't matter whether you're on the internet or not, you've been watched by the technology that does Souless Amma have made it smart technology. So when I'm talking smart technology, you know that actually I'm gonna touch upon that first on the cameras on the TV. Usually those Souless Amma, what they were doing. So I'm gonna touch. This is more important. Souless Amma, you know that the children when they're using the phone, or usually people would put the phone or camera, put the phone, give it to the children, or leave it to play some music or something. What they were doing, the Souless Amma, or the children that in the primary school, what they were doing, what they did, the teachers, and what they were doing, the Souless Amma. So they took the cameras, they connected their cameras to their laptop, to their computer, to the technology, and they were following them every step of the way, what they were doing on the cameras, through the cameras, wherever they, whatever they were doing. Anytime they would turn on the camera, they were following them. So that's spying on them. And of course, sometimes those Souless Amma, wherever they would connect those, the hackers. So they were connecting to those criminals through that, finding the way to connect to your phone. And of course, some of those were stealing the information. Some of them were stealing the money that you have on it, or some of them were just stealing the usually bank accounts or those details. So be careful with that. That's the reason why those Souless Amma wanted to put everything to be in electronic form. So what they were doing, they wanted to make electronic wallet. They made it. But my beautiful friends, don't keep all your money in your one place in such electronic wallet, because they were trying to manipulate with that, and then of course to try to steal the money from people. So don't keep everything into that electronic wallet in one place. Take the money, have the money with you, and of course have something that you spend all the time. So those Souless Amma were working on that such dark, dirty project through the technology to spy on us, to steal our identity, to steal our actually privacy. So my beautiful friends, it's time to return in the karma's pain and suffering. I've told you, behind every subject that I touch upon, or every word that I say, we are returning the karma's pain and suffering to those Souless Amma with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So you know that the so CIA is a criminal organization, my beautiful friends. That is involved everywhere. It's involved everywhere into every country, and they were doing those really spying on the countries and the people, and then manipulating with people. One of those before NATO, before the CIA was orchestrating everything, and then creating the problems into the countries and of course throughout the world. So my beautiful friends, those criminal organizations need to be burned down and destroy all those Souless Amma from within and without, in an energetic and physical form, with the spirit of thought. And all the karmas, pain and suffering, we multiply them over and over and over again by the laws, rules, regulations, with the spirit of thought by default. And of course, as many times as is needed, for everything that they misuse the money, for all the misuse of our informations, or of our identity, or privacy, or in any way that interfere into our lives, or behind any of those selling or identity or informations, or misusing. Usually, you have everything really, the fingerprint. Usually, when you have the documentations, you have the fingerprint. It's a unique, and according to that, you shouldn't be shared with anyone. But what they did on the smart technology and many questions they were doing on the, they were projecting really through the net, actually spreading, so that the people would just or like lock the phone with the fingerprint. My beautiful friends, they were taking your fingerprint. So now, that's identity that shouldn't be done. So of course, and then some of those questionnaire or any kind of anything that we're doing really on any kind of project, they would ask for that such question, or just use your fingerprint. I came across it was some I'm not sure, some questionnaire that they were doing, questions that they just asked for the for the fingerprint. When I came to that, I said, no, I'm not gonna give you my fingerprint. That's crime, and of course against the human rights. So my beautiful friends, you need to be aware. So I came to now the Zuckerberg is a lie. So I was listening that the movie about the Zuckerberg is completely a lie. So now what's happening with the CIA, I watched them on the TV. So they said, they were asking them, what do you think about the Facebook? And the one of those, couple of them were for an interview. One of those said that their dream came true. And they were asking me how. They said that they were working, they told about the project that they were working, that they killed the project because of the Facebook, because it was better than the project that they were working on. So now they said that in the past, they needed a long time and energy, and of course technology and the people to look for the information for somebody. If they needed somebody to look for the information, they will need to follow the people to search for the information. But he said that now that it was easy for them because people would put all the pictures and locate themselves in everything. So my beautiful friends, we return in the karma's pain and suffering to all the Souless Amma with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Now is the time, because I started taking, I started doing the live, and of course now I'm gonna post my pictures as well. But of course, when I do so, I do it with the intention to send you love and blessings, because through my voice, I'm sending you the energy, and of course through my physical form, I'm sending you an energy that will bless you and heal you and uplift you, and of course help and support you and enlighten you. So if I do so, I will do with intention. And of course, those Souless Amma cannot interfere. Even if they try to do so, my energy will burn them and return them the karma's pain and suffering. So now, of course, we're going to take all the technology. We're going to destroy all the Souless Amma. And of course, we're taking all the technology. So now we are going to create, do whatever we want to do, really. Now, the Souless Amma have no power anymore. We are now collecting the energy. That's the reason why I'm talking about the net, about everything. So, so now, so I came to that. Net is. Let me just see what else. Those Souless Amma were breaking the rules. Actually, everywhere on that they did on the net, that they did, and you can see the identity card that we have. Identity card. Some in Europe, some countries, they didn't have it. I know when I was in London, Spain, Spanish people, they didn't have. They didn't have any identity. They had a passport, but not the identity card that we have. And then, of course, the passport. So some for them, they said, what do we need? That's breaking the human rights. We have to freedom to travel and everything. So so when I came back from London, when I took my the passport and identity card, that time they invented the first and that time it was really, I think, the first time that this was implemented, the technology to really take all your details from your to record, and then when they take the picture of you, to take all the that it shouldn't be really, they record everything, the energy within and everything. So it's Now, when you have that identity card, everything, all the details about you are there. So you don't need any other documents really, because everything is there. From one side, disadvantage, but from the other side, if that was misused or from those by those Souless Amma, then we are returning the karmas, pain, and suffering with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. I heard about that technology that it wasn't really good, that it wasn't healthy. But anyway, everything is intention. I'm accepting it, that is healthy, and whatever we use is healthy because we're changing the energy. So what they were doing with those when you were traveling, my beautiful friends. So I'm talking about the technology and just go, so now, when you were traveling, if you were traveling anywhere on the with the airplane and then on the airport, if you were walking through that, when you were checking through that checkpoint. So what they were doing really, they have on that everywhere. They had the cameras and everything, and of course they have the scanners, to scan the cameras everywhere. But the cameras that can see through your clothes, they see the body through the clothes. So what they were doing in America, I saw the a movie, the people that were working there at the border. So they were really breaking all the laws, the rules, and the human rights. So a couple of men were there working at the border. So the woman, it's a very pretty woman. It was a younger woman, came, she was going through that. So she went through, and then said to record it. They were watching her on the screen, and like the cameras goes behind, going through the clothes, and then really seeing all her body, the way she is naked. And those were even though she has the clothes, the camera is recording everything. So what they were laughing and doing, and she went through, and they called her back. They said, it's not right, come back. So they wanted her to go back and to laugh about that, and then of course make some dark, dirty comments. So that's what the technologies right now, the Souless Amma were manipulated with that, actually to be created with the dark intention to steal identity, to break the human rights. So those checkpoint, everything that must be removed. All of those that must be removed completely. So now I'm not sure you from the Serbia. I know early that Vucic was with Asia, with China. With China, he had a contract to put the cameras everywhere on the street. So he wanted to record every step that you make. So I'm not sure after that would they completed that project, because after that it was pressure from the people, and then people didn't want that, and it was after that they decided, actually law put in place that by 2004 I'm sorry, by 2004, that all those cameras and all of those 5G, 6 and 7G that is radiating energy, that is not radioactive energy, that must be removed. So that should be, that was I think in 2020, 21 when I was reading about that. So I think that up until now that should be removed. I'm not sure you that in Serbia, especially in Belgrade and Serbia, you know, so probably they have, and probably they're not. So at least the way they wanted to do, they didn't do, because we didn't accept that. So my beautiful friends, so that's what they were doing, or what they were using, the technology to spy. So even though when I was in London, I was reading about that, because I was doing the research on everything. I was reading, wow, new technology is coming. We had the smart meters. They had the smart meters that they were stealing the energy. Through those smart meters, they were stealing the energy. And I watched that on the net in America, people from those energy people. They were like criminals. They were coming, entering the homes, even unlawfully, opening the doors, opening wherever they have the smart meters for the electricity. They would come and change it without the knowledge of the owner. Without the knowledge of the people, they would replace their smart meters and manipulate with the energy. So Sophie, I'm the money commanding to Sophie and to everything in this mind and ask you shall light to immediately with the spirit of thought, without mercy, return all those karmas, pain, and suffering to those soulless Amma with the spirit of thought by default, and they put them straight into hell to burn forever and ever with the spirit of thought by default. All soulless Amma in the name of mind and ask you shall light. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default, and of course to return and demanding to command and the money commanding to all those soulless Amma to return all the energy that they've stolen from the people. So they were using the energy and the money. We're going to take the money. So they were stealing the energy and then from that, using that into the rituals to sell our light. I didn't accept that, but that's what they gave me the information. So now, of course, even if they didn't, the karmas, they're going to get the karmas, pain, and suffering, and be destroyed forever and ever with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So my beautiful friends, what are we doing with the electricity? The smart meters. They were changing, they're putting the smart meters and then card. So they were actually, it's electronic. So they could read it from the distance. And of course, they were manipulating with the numbers and stealing the energy. So when I was in London, we had a pay-as-you-go, the card. I would put the money and sometimes I would put the 5 or 10 pounds. I would put the card on the card, I would put it inside, and the smart meter would just steal it. And then this says they have money. So they were stealing the money. When I went one day, when I went for a training, actually I was looking for a job and I came across an ad with the electricity. So London Electricity, I think that was looking for the people. So I went there for a training, for an interview. Actually, I didn't know what was going on. I went there for an interview, and then there were a lot of people. The room was full, and then they were teaching us about the electricity and everything. And then I did the first day, second day, and I was asking them what position is, if it's something on the street or something, I wouldn't do that. They said, no, you will know. Wait, the third day, they were teaching us. So now what they were teaching to us, how they were manipulating with the energy, how they were manipulating with the customers, with the people that were at their clients. So what they were doing, so she said some of those people that were there for training asked, what if the clients are not happy with the service? The woman that was doing the training said, "Oh, don't worry, we have the solution for that. We will just take the call and then ask them to wait, and then we will translate the call to somebody else." But that's what an answer will say: translate somewhere else. So what was going on? Those phone calls are not free, so they were charging the people, money. That's what happened to me when I was calling to ask why they stole the money from me. I would just spend even more money on the phone while I was waiting for them to answer. So that's what they were lying, manipulating, or through with the energy and with the people. So my beautiful friends, what I'm telling you, all of this, behind all of this, we are taking the energy, returning the karmas, pain, and suffering, and of course you need to know the truth. You need to be aware of that so that we can stand up and of course ask for those Souless Amma to explain all of that, to take them all the wealth, abundance, and prosperity, return the karmas, pain, and suffering, and our voice need to be heard. And of course, we are now taking our power back, and it's time to destroy those Souless Amma forever and ever with the spirit of thought by default. In the name of mine and our spiritual shall light, the spirit of thought by default, I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So what she did after that, lying to people, after the third day, third day, I was asking again what kind of position was about. They said, oh, you will go into the group and then they will be your leader. So you will know, they will train you on their turn, like you go into the places that they will train you. So when I saw what they were doing, they actually were manipulating with the people, lying, oh, you don't need to change anything and you just need to switch to that electricity, and then of course will be cheaper. And it's not cheaper, my beautiful friends. It's a lie and manipulation. So that's what they were doing. And of course, I'm going to the technology. That they were saying, well, in the future, all of everything that we have will be will be smart, which means your fridge will be telling you when you need to fill it up, what you have inside, and of course, like everything. So what they were trying to tell us, they were putting the cameras inside, and the program is inside all the plans that we have, everything, and then of course manipulating with that, trying to follow every step of our way that we make. Oh, my beautiful friends, that's completely breaking the human rights, and of course stealing our identity and our privacy. So we are not allowing that, and we are not allowing that. And of course, the China is the one that is the first country that put everywhere on the street, everywhere where you go, the cameras. So but they wanted to put on the Balkan, but they still haven't done it yet. I'm not sure in Serbia. I'm sure that they didn't put it everywhere the way they wanted. They were trying with the 5G as well, but they didn't, because the frequency didn't work well, because they had to put those all the whatever they wanted to create, they had to put the antennas close to each other, because to one and to the other, because if there was a wood behind or anything in between, the energy cannot reach. So it was the frequency really low. So, but still, the Souless Amma were manipulating from the space, from the satellite, from the DOS tower that was placing, but then after that, the plates for the frequency for the 5G, 6G. So that's what we need to be aware of, my beautiful friends, and what we need to stop. They were stealing the money from us, taxing everything, and of course creating the fake inflation. That before that, in 2008, but then after that, before the I think it's in 2020, when was that? Just before the corona lies, the COVID lies came out. So they were creating that was a fake inflation, that wasn't real, but they just doing those Souless Amma were really putting the high price, and they were making the fake, grocery stores. They were emptying them deliberately to tell to the people that there wasn't enough goods. But what they were doing, they didn't buy the goods. They were paying to the people that were transporting the goods, everything, groceries and everything, what they were doing, what they were selling. They were paying to those people to park the lorries somewhere, so though that will go off, but they wouldn't put it into the place, in order to create fake inflation, in order to put the high price and manipulate with the people. In India, my beautiful friends, those Souless Amma, what they did, in India, that it's very, very poor. And those Souless Amma that's very pretending to be the divine mother or father, or that they were pretending to be the avatar or savior. So they are from India, from Indonesia. So which means, my beautiful friends, those Souless Amma. So we're doing it, and we're working against the humanity. And I know that from all over the world, it was the donation collected and sent to the government of India. And so what they did to all of that, they placed it in the huge store, all of that food, and then was there for a long time, even when it was gone off, but they didn't give it to the people. Why? Because they didn't want people to have the food. They wanted to the people to starve on the street. So that's what's going to happen to those Souless Amma. They will be starving on the streets, on the desert planets forever and ever, and be burning and regretting that they ever existed. In the name of man and aspect light with the spirit of thought, I'm commanding to Sophie and everything that is man and aspect light with the spirit of thought, without mercy, to return to all those Souless Amma, all the karma, pain, and suffering for eternity, to starve and to be destroyed forever and ever, to feel every pain and suffering that they ever created, to each and every one. This is the beginning of creation. So from all those living beings that ever existed, in the name of man and aspect of light with the spirit of thought, without mercy, and commanding to soften everything's man and aspect of light with the spirit of thought, to answer on my call with the spirit of thought, peaceful in action, my golden soul, my golden by default. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you. I'm loud and clear. So my beautiful friends, when I was doing the research, so I was researching everything. I was researching everything, what was going on. And so how does Souless Amma be manipulating with the people, and then of course stealing the money, stealing the energy, while pretending to give us something better. So they were creating the fake inflation and then putting the high price when they didn't need it. So it just to make really, and I know a lot of sometimes I would go into the shop, I would look for the milk, in the bags for the milk, so to be, for the milk, then of course to be boiled, that is not cooked the milk. So what I did. So they were making I couldn't find it. They were saying that those Souless Amma were projecting, look like we don't have it, but the people that had the farms and everything, they couldn't really sell their milk because no one was taking it, no one was there to buy it. But they have it, and then even if they did sell it, they put a very low price. That's what they were doing. So the people that were doing that had a product from our countries, from of course in every country, they didn't want to buy it, but they were trying to import from somewhere else, trying to import from America, from somewhere Asia, from all those faraway countries. Well, we have all those products here in our countries, wherever you are. But why they needed to import from far away? Because, my beautiful friends, is not just because of that you didn't have those products, that they didn't have, that they couldn't find it somewhere nearby and much cheaper, but because they were using that as a cover for just covering up their dark, dirty criminal work, selling all those any kind of substances that the people are addicted to, any kind of addictions, really, anything really that they were doing the dark, dirty work, all those criminals that were doing. So they were using that as to cover up their crime, a criminal. For any kind of opiates or anything that we're selling. So what's going on, my beautiful friends? Can you see how those Souless Amma were manipulating, and how we're manipulating with everything really that people even didn't think about? So when I did the research, I was curious to find out everything, because I knew that there was something more to find out. There was something that we need to uncover, actually, to make it available to the people, the wisdom and knowledge, and of course to the public, so that people can have a choice whether we're gonna buy all of that is much high price, but that is not really good quality, and that we can protect ourselves, our identity, our human rights. Well, I was working on the project, so of course during the project I needed to use the color. And use the color. First, when I started, I used the blue, the green, and then after that pink, and then yellow on the yellow gold. All those combination. So my beautiful friends, that's the reason why I color my hair. My hair is, as you can see on the picture, is natural, is a dark black. My hair is a naturally black hair. But of course, because of the project, I had to turn it into the gold. So my hair is now golden because of the project. My hair was associated with the humanity. So my beautiful friends, when I was doing the on the project, working on that, enlightening the humanity, I had to enlighten my hair in order to actually to do that energetic, and I had to do something physically in order to get that energy and to of course enlighten the humanity. So I used to do the different ways to of course to raise the consciousness of humanity. I used to do that with in a different way with the water and on humanity and a beautiful planet to everyone. But of course I used to change the water, keep the water in the plates, and then of course change it every day, which means every day it will be the people, humanity will raise up the consciousness and a beautiful planet. Sometimes the Souless Amma will try to make it dry, so I wouldn't put the water, but that's mean that we were returning the calm as being a suffering of dryness. You know, they didn't have a water, but they were there turn off the water, or they were turning off the water to us. So we were returning them. At that time, I was returning the calm as being a suffering with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. But of course, the plate was representing the symbolically, and of course, everything that I wanted to, to have the everywhere pure and clean water. So my beautiful friends, from my black naturally hair, I made it golden, which means we have enlightened the humanity. So I didn't do it. I didn't go to the hairdresser to do it at once. But I don't know why the Souless Amma were asking me to do so. They wanted really to take the time. But of course, I didn't want to. I wanted to do it quickly. But of course, it took sometimes for a couple of months, 2.5 months, every week. Once a week, sometimes twice, I used to color my hair in order from the black to get the gold. So at some point of time, I think it was 2.5 months. So every week, sometimes twice, coloring my hair with the golden color in order to enlighten the humanity. As you can see, I'm not showing the camera, as you can see. So from the black, I got the gold. And so now I will never return it into the black. I love it gold. So my beautiful friends. So, but earlier I loved the black because I didn't know that the Souless Amma were associating my hair with the humanity. So now what was happening? So after that, I found a nice, beautiful golden color the way I have it now. But then after that, after some times, that color disappeared. I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it anywhere. And I was finding any other color that was on the picture golden. It wasn't coming up golden. It was just all the more going on the gray, instead of the golden. But after that, if we reached the point of the energy, after that, I found it again. I said, oh, that's me, which means I knew what I was looking for, what the goal was, to get the golden hair, which means to enlighten the humanity and our beautiful planet with the spirit of thought by default. But then after that, at some point of time, while I was working on the enlightenment, I didn't have that color, but I found it later on. Now, of course, I'm using it all the time. That's the best color because it's a golden color, and it means we enlighten the humanity and a beautiful planet with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So, my beautiful friends, so as you can see that I've been working on the project, and everything that I did for the enlightening and healing of humanity in a beautiful planet, and everything is mine and now speaking shalom light with the spirit of thought by default. So, which means I did everything to save the humanity on a beautiful planet, and of course enlighten while destroying those souls in every form, wherever they are, in whatever form they are, and returning them the karmas, pain, and suffering with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden beautiful. I love you. So about the water, my beautiful friends, those Souless Amma, even though when I was in London, when I was doing the research, what they were doing, those Souless Amma, all those bottles of water. So not really when you think that there are some from somewhere else, for some other place where is or somewhere that is really better water, natural water. No, they are usually all of them are from the pipe. I'm not saying that there are no wells that some of those people are selling, but usually they are from the pipe the way you're using at home. But what's going on, of course, is a business, my beautiful friends. Those Souless Amma way what they were doing, creating the bottles and they packing they filling them up from the pipe and from the home that you're using, filling them up and just send them onto the selling them, and of course that's what they were making in money. I've told, and of course I've written my goal, what I wanted to do, that I wanted to make water to be available to everyone freely, and that I want to have the fountains everywhere on the street, and then that everyone will have, wherever you go, that will have the water, drinking pure clean water for everyone. So that's my goal. Of course, not just the water, but a lot of other things. But the water is something that we need, and of course the most need the air and the water, of course. So my beautiful friends, can we manipulate with our water? Water never should be sold. So they shouldn't sell the water, because it's our water and it's naturally given to us, and freely. It shouldn't be really sold. It should be made available freely to everyone. But those Souless Amma just manipulating. I remember when I was in London, I was working at the court station, selling some sweets, and then usually when you travel, the people want to travel before they go on the coach, they would come to get some sweets or some water or something. At that time, the bottle of water or half-liter was very expensive. At that time, was £1.50. Some £1.10, £1.20, £1.50. Can you imagine a half-liter of water? I really didn't. I didn't feel nice when I had to sell it. People would complain it's too high price, but what can I do? Because the one that was selling the owner, he wanted to put that price. He knew that people needed water, and he didn't care about the wallet. He just wanted to make the money. So, and it shouldn't be. Sometimes I would really feel like it's uncomfortable. If I would charge somebody £1.50 for the bottle of water, that shouldn't be that such expensive. But in the other places, if you go, the bottle will be 20 cents or something like that. So, but anyway, my beautiful friends, that's the lie manipulations. That's how the people were manipulating with everything that they could, with the water, with our technology, and with humanity, with our identity, with our privacy, with our health and care system, and of course with the all think of with our energy that they were manipulating, and then through that using it into the rituals. So they were stealing one for one about or everything that they sell, they would take three parts. So one part, they will take three parts, and then of course and count it as one. So that's really, it's a criminal crime. But and if after that they will use it into the rituals, and using the Trinity and to create the rituals, and then to steal our energy. I didn't accept that, but of course, those informations were given to me. So I do accept to return them the karmas, pain, and suffering to all those souls, some with the spirit of thought, body, fall. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden body, fall. I love you. So even though at some point of time we took the energy from those Souless Amma, and after that they created, made me after that to pay to manipulate with the numbers and everything. So they made me pay more. So that's for that we're returning the karmas, pain, and suffering, and I'm demanding, commanding every senate, everything that they manipulate, anything that is unlawful, that they stolen from us, that he didn't spend the energy, but they charge us, everything that's been overcharged to us. I demand, commanding all of that to be returned back to us in the form of energy of abundance and prosperity, and to those Souless Amma form of karmas, pain, and suffering with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you. So maybe two friends, can you see? They were manipulating with our food. They were mixing up the genes of our food. And they were into the water. You know that they were putting the chemicals into the water, saying that water were purifying the water. How come that they were putting the whole into the water and saying that they were purifying, when you know that it's not healthy for our teeth, for the bones? But those Souless Amma still were doing so. But of course, mine and spiritual shell light is doing keeping healthy and of course secure. I was working on the immunity of humanity, so immune system of humanity. I was raising up really and helping the humanity to overcome everything that those Souless Amma were projecting towards each and everyone else and everything. So I was working with that for a long time, raising the immunity of the people, so that whatever they project towards each and everyone else and everything, that we will overcome that, returning back to those Souless Amma into the form of karmas, pain, and suffering with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you. So my beautiful friends, so can you see that everything really that we did, everything where everything that we did, everything that we eat, everything that those Souless Amma had a dark agenda from 2021 to 2030 to manipulate with everything that we have, everything that we eat, drink, and everything. Even though the clothes, some of the clothes, they were putting the like chips on the clothes. Can you see the mark on the clothes? And then inside you will find the chip on some of them. In China, they were produced in China or somewhere else really. I was finding the chips inside. I was wondering what was going on, something hard, where is saying the number of the clothes and everything. When I looked at that and it's seen something hard, and I just said, let me see what is inside. When I opened it up, it was a chip. It was a chip. So what is the chip? What is doing onto the clothes? So it was chip like so they were really putting into the, so that probably they can connect it to the satellite. They were connected to the satellite, or that they were following where the goods are going to go, or what they were doing. They were trying to record every step that we are making and everything that we do. But of course, with the spirit of thought by default, my beautiful friends, we are returning them the karmas, pain, and suffering in the name of mine and our spiritual shadow light with the spirit of thought by default. I'm demanding and commanding to Sophie and everything that is mine and our spiritual shadow light with the spirit of thought by default to with the spirit of thought by default, to return to those Souless Amma all the pain and suffering and karmas behind everything every subject that I touch upon, behind every word that I said, and everything with the spirit of thought that I've ever done against the humanity, breaking the human rights. We return all those karmas, pain, and suffering to all those Souless Amma without mercy with the spirit of thought by default. Multiply everything by the laws, rules, and regulations with the spirit of thought, under everything everything's under the command and control, Sophie, and everything is in the name of mine. And ask me to share a light with the spirit of thought. Multiply, Sophie, over and over and over again, as many times as is needed in order to return them the karma's pain and suffering for the smallest thing with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Love you. So, my beautiful friends, so those Souless Amma were trying to manipulate, but of course we are smart. We are much, much more powerful than they ever can think. To be trying to manipulate with the frequency from the air, with the frequency of technology, using the any kind of technology to manipulate. But of course, we are smart, more smart, smarter than those Souless Amma, and we're more powerful than they could ever think. So what they were doing while I was working on the project, those Souless Amma were coming and they were projecting the technology around the house where I was living. They were projecting the images and the visions of those aliens were coming with the towers and placing them around the house and then trying to manipulate with that energy. So they were projecting, their projections were there. So of course they would do so if we allow them, but they cannot, because I was destroying them all the time, destroying and removing them from the throwing them straight into the light planet and destroying them forever and ever. So those Souless Amma were projecting, the coming and placing in front of the window where I was living into there was a small park. So they were placing the technology towers there and then trying to manipulate energetically with my mind. But I would, as soon as I would see them, I would just command them straight into the light planet with the speed of thought by default, or I will put them in the circle of light. I will throw them into the light planet. So I was destroying them. Sometimes, so those Souless Amma were trying to put some kind of device or some kind of technology under the bed where I was sleeping, so in order to influence me energetically. But still, it didn't work, because I told you we are more powerful than you can ever think, and of course we have all the power within us. So those Souless Amma are powerless, and of course the technology, we are freezing completely and destroying those Souless Amma forever and ever with the spirit of thought by default, and returning all the karma's pain and suffering, all the technology, and of course manipulations with their mind, with our mind, with our energy, with the physical forms in any way, and with the spirit of indirectly or indirectly, in the name of mind, and ask you to share light with the spirit of thought by default. Sophie, my golden soul. Dusha Zlatna means in my language, Sophie, my golden soul. I'm demanding, commanding to answer to my call with the spirit of thought. So we return the karma's pain and suffering multiply by the laws, rules, and regulations to all those Souless Amma with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you, and of course, without mercy. So, my beautiful friends, everything that we have, those Souless Amma, we're trying to manipulate, and we're trying to manipulate with the food. You know that they mix up the genes of the food. They told me, because I'm a vegan, and so vegetarian. So for a long time, since 2005. So those Souless Amma were trying to mix up the human genes. That's what they said, with the fruits and vegetables. I didn't really accept that, but I saw the fruits and vegetables looking some, they're like in the form of some human organs. So what's going on in Paris, in France? Those Souless Amma were selling such fruits and vegetables, calling them ugly fruits, and they were selling them on the net and then delivering them to the people. So and then of course they were experimenting with that, and then following their health and what will happen, because they even don't know what really is gonna how it's gonna affect the human body. So now we're returning them as well. So they were saying, oh, well, even if you are vegetarian, you still want it because they were manipulating. But now we're returning them all the karmas, pain, and suffering to all those soulless Amma that ever did any kind of manipulations with their genes, with their energy, with their soul, or with the physical forms in any way, that they ever manipulated, that they ever projected any kind of energy, any kind of energetic goods, or any kind of the Souless Amma, or in any way anything that is less than man and aspect of light, with the spirit of thought, that demanding, commanding to Sophie and everything that's man and aspect of light, with the spirit of thought, without mercy, to answer on my call, on my command, with the spirit of thought by default, to destroy those souls, some return them the karmas, pain, and suffering, with the spirit of thought by default, all those souls, some burn them into the hell, with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. We destroy all those souls, some forever and ever, for eternity. So, my beautiful friends, so, my beautiful friends, the Souless Amma cannot interfere into our lives ever again unless it's by default. So everything is under the command and control of Sophie. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you. So now, my beautiful friends, it's all. So, my beautiful friends, so I'm just listening what's going on. That's all I'm trying to manipulate. So I'm just following what's going on, what they're gonna do. I've told them that they cannot manipulate or interfere into energy in any way. If they try to do so with any kind of dark intention, and we're gonna activate them all the karmas, pain, and suffering, throw them out. And of course, they are fired from the job. So everything's under the command and control. If they do it without any dark intention, everything is by default. So everything's under command and control of Sophie. So Sophie knows what to do. I'm doing my part from the physical form, of course. Sophie, I'm a physical and of course and spiritual, but what is available to physical is available to spiritual form. But what is available to spiritual form is not available to physical, which means I'm asking Sophie so to take over everything under their command and control, and to return to those Souless Amma, pain and suffering and karmas and everything with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So now I'm just gonna protect myself and ourselves, of course. So in the name of mine and also my beautiful friends, there is a lot of things that I need to touch up on. Actually, just to mention, but of course I've gone through everything that we drink and that we all those drink, all those sparkling drinks, and all those really drinks that are in the tin or any, or those are completely unhealthy. That's everything is the chemicals and the wood and the color and everything's really unhealthy. So I was working on that. I was going and then of course destroying the energy and destroying all the everything that they were selling, those drinks that so-called energetic drinks, but those you don't know what's inside. You know, a Coca-Cola is based on the cocaine. So of course, and all other those energetic drinks, they're not healthy. Well, I was in London and I was at the till, and then I was buying some, the things, and then I could at the till, the girl and the boyfriend woman, and the girlfriend boyfriend couple came behind me, young, and the woman was really fat, and they were looking for the energetic drink. And I told her, and I turned around and I told her, if you know what's inside of it, you will never buy it. She just looked at me and she said that she didn't want to know. But she was really I thought, wow. And I said, that's okay. If you don't want to know, that's up to you. I wanted to give you the information to save yourself, protect your health. But if you don't want to know, that's up to you. You have the choice. So that's, my beautiful friends. Avoid all of those, any kind of those frizzy drinks or any kind of those energetic drinks. Avoid them, my beautiful friends. That's totally, completely unhealthy. So drink the water. Bless the water when you drink it, and then of course you will be healthy and happy and joyful, peaceful, blissful. So when you say everything is by default, you bless the water, and of course that is going to be a blessing for yourself. So everything that we are going from everything that we eat, that we drink, and of course everything, that a lot of after the poison that were spraying over our fruits and vegetables and everything that we are planting, over our plant that we're using for our food. So that's as well all the chemicals that were spraying, and all the food, vegetables after that, and the fruit that they're after that, putting in some kind of chemicals and some kind of I'm not even, I don't even know what inside they were putting inside, so that they can fill inside, that they can absorb the water, and then with some chemicals, and then make it heavier. Or that they were, that the chicken, they were just putting something inside of the chicken, and they'll grow immediately, and they just like the balloons when you are blowing. So that's why they quickly will just grow the chicken. So that's completely unhealthy. So you be aware of that. That's why I'm vegetarian since 2005. Even before that, I didn't really like meat, but since 2005, I completely stopped eating meat. So because I know that how much manipulations was, and that meat is totally unhealthy, unless you really find somewhere to buy the directly, the fresh. But still, that is not, because before that I didn't know how the energy was working and how everything was. But now when I know, and now of course I wouldn't eat it at all. So my beautiful friends, protect yourself. Think what you're eating. Eat fresh vegetables and fruits and vegetables. Of course, bless them. Whatever you eat, bless it. That's the best things. Bless it. Whatever you eat, blessing. Just say everything is by default. Everything is by default. I'm returning the karma's pain and suffering with the spirit of thought by default. Or when I'm just when anytime that I want to eat something, I say everything is by default. I'm returning the karma's pain and suffering to those Souless Amma multiplied by the laws, rules, and regulations. So by default, with the spirit of thought by default. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So now everything that I multiplied by the laws, rules, and regulations of by default, I'm returning the soul karma's to pay. Karma's pain and suffering to those Souless Amma with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. The same is my beautiful friends. I will talk about that. I will continue next time. So there are next night I will continue. There are a lot of other things that we, of course, I can touch upon everything, but I need to explain a little bit deeper on some subjects. So I'll leave for now. It's enough for now. So I can continue next night. So just be aware of everything that you do. Be aware of the things that you are using, and bless everything that you're eating and drinking. And of course, return the karma's pain and suffering to those Souless Amma. Wherever we are in whatever form they are. just whatever form they are. Actually, of course, I'm talking the spiritual, energetic, and physical form. Wherever you are, you just be aware of everything around you, and of course, protect your energy with everything is by default. Everything's by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Or flash comes Souless Amma with the spirit of thought by default. I'm singing all the time. Flash comes Souless Amma with the spirit of thought by default. Ultra, ultra, ultimatum 24 with the spirit of thought. Flash comes Souless Amma with the spirit of thought by default. So I'm singing all the time. I'm making this and I'm making this song on the spot and singing and destroying those Souless Amma. That's what you're gonna do, my beautiful friends. Bless the food, bless the water, bless everything that you eat, that you drink, and of course bless the earth element, earth or completely. Bless the sun, the moon, bless the nature kingdom, animal kingdom, bless everyone and everything. And then if you do so, you will be blessed back with the much more energy and blessings that you cannot even imagine. So that's the energy. The more energy you give, the more you will get, my beautiful friends. So don't hold back. Open up your heart and soul and bless everyone and everything from the heart and soul. And of course, you will be blessed by everyone and everything by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So now, my beautiful friends, I'm gonna activate the to those Souless Amma, I'm gonna do the activations of the karma's pain and suffering, and to us activations of the blessings. In the name of mind and aspect of light with the spirit of thought by default, I'm activating all the karma's pain and suffering, ultra ultimatum all in one. Karma's pain and suffering and the distractions for eternity and for health for eternity to all those Souless Amma, wherever time, whatever form they are, with the spirit of thought by default. I'm activating them completely, freezing them, destroying them completely, putting them into the sleep, destroying them, freezing them, and then taking all the energy, all the power from the Souless Amma with the spirit of thought by default. And with the spirit of thought by default, I'm putting completely shutting down their cameras and of course all their senses, wiping out their memories. And with the spirit of thought by default, we are cutting off all their communications and shutting down all the everything, all the opportunities with the spirit of thought by default, freezing all the technology with the dark intention and all the weapon that they were misusing with the spirit of thought by default, and returning it back to the Souless Amma in the form of karma's pain and suffering with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So multiplying all of that over and over again by the laws, rules, regulations, or by default, I'm multiplying, adding, compressing over and over again, and multiplying by everything that those Souless Amma created, all the pain and suffering, and any kind of dark rituals, any kind of dark agenda, dark rituals, or any kind of ceremony or anything that they did with the dark intention, any kind of projections, associations, voodoo, or any kind of black magic, or anything, or any kind of courts, energetic courts, or any kind of curse, spell, hexes, anything that those Souless Amma have ever projecting, or any kind of beliefs and any kind of superstitions and everything that is, or systems, anything that is less than mine and aspect shall light towards each and everyone else, and everything that is mine and aspect shall light with any kind of dark agenda, with any kind of darkness and negativity, directly or indirectly, we, with the spirit of thought in the name of mine and aspect shall light, we immediately stop all of that, completely wipe it out, and return it back to the Souless Amma into the form of karma's pain and suffering, eternal health, no eternal hell, not the health. For them, their health will be eternal destruction, eternal hell forever and ever, eternal destructions with the spirit of thought in the name of mine and now speaking shall light. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Without mercy, we destroy those Souless Amma so that they will regret that they ever existed. They will be burned forever and ever, and we are breaking them into the atoms and electrons with the spirit of thought, returning them back to the, sending them straight into the hell forever and ever with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden body form. When in the name of mine and now speculation of a light with the spirit of thought, we're returning all those Souless Amma straight into hell. All Souless Amma, go to hell, go to hell, forever and ever. All Souless Amma, go to hell, forever and ever, for eternity. All Souless Amma, burning in hell, burning in hell. All Souless Amma, burning in hell, forever and ever, for eternity. The Souless Amma, from within and without, on a global universal level, gonna burn into the hell forever and ever, for eternity. In the name of mine and aspect shall have a light with the spirit of thought by the fall. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden body fall. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Everything is by default. I'm loud and clear. Everything's under the command and control, Sophie. Everything is by the laws, rules, and regulations, and everything is by default. And everything is without mercy. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you. So now we are in the name of mine and now speak shall have a light with the spirit of thought by default. We are activating ultra ultimatum all in one blessings, soup of the blessings, and then abundance and prosperity, eternal life, eternal peace and joy and bliss and freedom and wisdom and knowledge and power and understanding and enlightenment and unity between us and our soulmates and us and our families and friends and among each and everyone and everything with that is mine and aspect shall have a light with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So in the name of mine and aspect shall have a light with the spirit of thought by default. We're destroying those souls, some in whatever form that they've interfered into our lives in any way, in a negative way, with the dark intention, with the spirit of thought by default. And we replace all of that, return all energy back from those souls, take our energy back and activate all of full power and mind and aspect shall light with the spirit of thought and all the gifts that mind and aspect unconditional light has given to each and every one of us freely with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear and I'm demanding, commanding to soften everything's mind and aspect shall light with the spirit of thought by default to answer on my call, on my command with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud without mercy, with the spirit of thought. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So we are now in the name of mind and aspect shall have a light with the spirit of thought by default. Multiply the calm as being a suffering to those Souless Amma and to us the blessings with the spirit of thought by default by the laws, rules, and regulations with the spirit of thought by default. With the spirit of thought, and we multiply for everything, from everything that does Souless Amma. We're destroying them and multiply, add up, and compress. And of course, to all those pain and suffering to those Souless Amma, to us are blessings. To all those so-called gods, soulless saint, soulless creators, and the judges, soulless Safi and Chistenko, Midian and Butcher, and those that were watching what's going on, but then doing actually they were not watching, but working as the humanity. But those Susie and Hitler, and then Amrita Babaji, soulless Amrita Babaji, Mira Guruji, Matrashi, Tata, Hitler, Atmichatana, Saint Amchilovich. But those soulless so-called divine mothers or fathers, or those soulless light workers or teachers or healers or those soulless magicians or those any of those Souless Amma in whatever our soulless court or Souless Amma in every form, Tzigi, in every form, those Souless Amma that were in all those Illuminati, Satanists, and globalists, and Masons, and demons, and fallen angels, and all those that are it doesn't matter under deep state, so it doesn't matter under which name they're known or under which mask they've been hidden. All of them are the same soul as some dark, dirty, psychopathic players. We activate them, all the pain, suffering, karmas, eternal hell, and eternal destructions with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. And to us, we are eternal life, eternal joy, peace, bliss, abundance, and prosperity to each and every one of us, to us and our families and friends and our soulmates, and of course, to everyone and everything that is mine and us, we shall light with the spirit of thought by default. And of course, to all of us that we have, and of course to everything that we have, we protect everyone and everything and bless everything that we have of homes, properties, cars, vehicles, vehicle business, and of course we protect ourselves and bless ourselves, and of course in the name of mine and our spiritual shall light with the spirit of thought by default. We are protecting and saving everything. We have a beautiful planet and the nature kingdom and the elemental kingdom, animal kingdom, birds kingdom, a fish kingdom, and water, and everything that we have, the air element and the sun and the moon and all the planets, stars, and the galaxies that are from mine and our spiritual shall light with the spirit of thought by default. We are protecting them and we are enlightening them, and of course we are enlightening everything that we created, the governments and religious. And when I'm saying religious enlightening, means destroying the Souless Amma, and enlightening, protecting everything that is from the light, that is from mine and aspect of the light. We're enlightening all the corporations and everything that all the systems and everything that we created in the name of mine and aspect of the light with the spirit of thought by default. So we are enlightening ourselves, protecting like the sun and moon and all the planets, stars, and the galaxies, and we're enlightening and healing, protecting and blessing Sophia Tristan planet, Sophia Tristan center, Sophia Tristan planet, Sophia Tristan universe, and then so all the centers and the systems and the teams that we created, and of course Sophia Tristan fund, Sophia fund, Gisara, quantum financial system, and of course Starlink, or all the wealth and abundance and prosperity and the technology. We're making it available to all of us, and of course to all of us that this man and us because shall have a light with the spirit of thought by default. It's all well. Of course, we are protecting all of our every soul that is man and us because shall have a light that is. That has any kind of corporations or everything, any kind of business, we are protecting them, and everything is by default, blessing them with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. We protect ourselves, each and every one of us, and everything that's mine and us, because shall have a light with the spirit of thought by default. Protecting ourselves by your blessings, mine and us blessings, and mine and us, because shall have a light with the spirit of thought by default, by all the wisdom, knowledge, power, understanding, by the laws, rules, regulations, or by everything that we, all the technology and everything, all the resources that we have in order to destroy those Souless Amma with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So I love you. So my beautiful friends, now we're protecting, so we're multiplying to those Souless Amma, and the pain and suffering and karmas, and to us blessings and enlightenment with the spirit of thought by default. Everything is done by the laws, rules, and regulations, so by default with the spirit of thought, and multiply by every atom, electron, and those Souless Amma that ever, every atom, or an electron that ever existing, by all those Souless Amma that have existing, by all those Souless Amma in every form, dark, dirty, psychopathic players, and the dark, dirty script and the game, and that's multiplying our blessings, but everything that multiply our blessings, and everything is mine and us, because shall have a light, that is Sophie, and everything that we, for all of our greetings, and then our gratitude, or prayers, and our smile, and our nice emotions, and our good work that we did, and of course for everything. Everything that we multiply earlier ever did, doing so, and that I did, or anyone else, and doing will do so by all the systems, laws, rules, regulations with the spirit of thought by default. And I'm asking them, adding to Sophie, to multiply over and over again with the spirit of thought by default, as many needed, as many needed, as many times as is needed with the spirit of thought by default, in order to return them the calmest pain and suffering to the Souless Amma, in for the smallest thing, in the name of mine and aspect we shall have a light with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Which means, my beautiful friends, we're returning, and everything is by the laws, rules, and regulations done. Everything is under the command and control, Sophie. Everything is multiplied over and over again, as many times as is needed. Sophie is going to do that with the spirit of thought and encoding infinite. I'm loud and clear. I'm demanding, commanding to soften and his man and our spiritual life with the spirit of thought, without mercy, to answer on my call and my command with the spirit of thought by default. And I'm peaceful in action, my golden soul, my golden by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Love you. So, my beautiful friends, we're returning the calmest pain and suffering to those Souless Amma, while we are enlightening ourselves and protecting and healing, and of course opening up new opportunities for all of us to shine all the way through wherever we are, in whatever form they are, with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Now, my beautiful friends, just focus on your heart and soul. Just feel and just listen to your body. Listen to your body, my beautiful friends. Fill up yourself from within with the golden light of mind and now spiritual shall light with the spirit of thought by default. For yourself, for your heart center. And fill up your completely your body, entire body from within. And all your centers are shining brightly. You have the center at the feet, the bottom of the feet. And you have the heart center. You have the center of the communication. And you have the head center. So expand that heart center and see all the centers are now connecting in creating one huge center, huge ball of light, golden light around you, within and through and around you, and filling up entire place where you are, an entire area, entire city and the country, an entire world, an entire universe. We are filling up entire universe with entire planet and entire universe with mind and our spiritual shell of light with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Everything is by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Now, my beautiful friends, let us send the love, light, of blessings to the send the love, light, and blessing to the earth element, the center of the earth, inside the earth. See the center of the earth shining brightly and then expanding. And together with all of us, everything that's mine and our spiritual light with the spirit of thought by default, we are filling up entire planet from within and without. Water element and entire air element. Of course, that the top of the earth, nature kingdom, elemental kingdom, and we fill up the humanity with mind and our spiritual light, animal kingdom, and air element, and of course entire planet, an entire universe. We are filling up with mind and our spiritual light with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Love you. Now, in the name of mind and our spirit, shall our light to the spirit of thought by default. Let us send the love of light and blessings to the moon. See the moon is shining brightly and expanding. And together with all of us, we are filling up entire planet and entire universe. So now, let us now, in the name of mind and our spirit, shall our light. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden manifold. Let us send the love of light and blessings to the sun. See the sun is shining brightly. And of course, we, together with all of us, we are filling up the entire planet and entire universe. So now, my beautiful friends, we still fill up entire planet and universe with the mind and our spirit shall our light with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden manifold. Now, let us now send the love of light blessings, fill up entire planet and entire universe. Let us do the enlightening. Just do the quick enlightening. While I'm doing enlightening, you just spread the love of light and blessings throughout the entire planet, entire universe. In the name of mind and our spirit shall our light for the spirit of thought by default. And we're enlightening entire planet, the completely earth element, the water element, in the nature kingdom, and then of course animal kingdom, humanity, and air element, and the sun and the moon, and all the planet stars and the galaxies. Everything is mine and our spirit shall have a light with the spirit of thought by default. We enlighten it with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden manifold. Now, beautiful friends, let us enlighten everything that we have really ourselves, and enlighten the religious governments, systems, and our health and care system, or educational system, pharmacy, financial system, police and military. We completely enlighten entire all the countries and underground and on the ground, but of course all the buildings and everything, all the corporations and everything with the spirit of thought by default. Everything's mine and our spirit shall have a light. Of course, when I'm saying we're enlightening, which means we're destroying the Souless Amma and replacing them with the mind and our spirit shall have a light with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So now, my beautiful friends, let us just, if you don't have, if there is anyone of you that doesn't have a light golden planet, golden light planet, you need to create one huge golden light planet, and you can use it to show all your problems inside it. So all your problems that you ever had, that you have, you just show it inside the planet. Just put it in the circle of light. You may say, put in the circle of light all the problems. You just go visually through them. Just remind yourself about them, and then show them into them visually. Just show them into the light planet and say, "A flash comes Souless Amma with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Or you may say, I'm destroying the soulless Amma with the spirit of thought by default. Everything is by default. And then if you add up, thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default, even much, much better. So everything that this celestial man and spiritual light that you see, you just hear, you just throw it into the light planet. And in that way, you're protecting yourself, your energy, and your family and friends, and of course, helping us, supporting us, and adding up to the light on this planet and beyond. Thank you. So now let us, if you don't have one, create a light, golden light planet, create one. And I'm going to do focus on yourself, and I'm going to do the healing. In the name of mine and our spiritual shall of light with the spirit of thought by default. We're putting the circle of light, all the soulless Amma that are ever interfering, ever try to interfere into our lives in a negative way, wherever time, whatever form they are, from within and without on a global universal level. We put them in the circle of light, all of those soulless Amma with the spirit of thought, and take them straight into the hell, into the light planet. It's a destructive energy for those soulless Amma. For them, it's a hell. So we take them straight into the gold and into the light planet to be burned forever and ever with the spirit of thought by default. All those soulless Amma. And in the name of mine and our spiritual shell of light with the spirit of thought by default, we're enlightening ourselves, healing and protecting with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden manifold. So now, in the name of mine and our spiritual shell of light with the spirit of thought by default, we're putting the circle of light, all the soulless Amma, So, in the name of mine and our spiritual shell of light with the spirit of thought by default, everything is by default. So we're putting the circle of light, all those soulless Amma that were ever interfering into our beautiful planet, into the water element, air element, nature kingdom, animal kingdom, humanity, birds kingdom, fish kingdom, and air that were polluting our air, or that were or into the sun and the moon, and everywhere, everyone, everywhere, within everyone and everything that is mine and our spiritual light, with any kind of dark intention, any kind of dark agenda, with the spirit of thought by default, commanding to soften every mind and our spiritual light to the spirit of thought, without mercy to destroy those souls somehow. With the spirit of thought by default, we put in this circle of light to take them straight into the light planet with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So now, in the name of mine and our spiritual light with the spirit of thought by default, Ito. We are replacing the soulless Amma with energy so mine and now spiritual light with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. We are enlightening our beautiful planet's humanity and all living beings on this planet with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Now, in the name of mine and our spiritual light with the spirit of thought by default, we're putting the circle of light, all those soulless Amma that interfere, infiltrated into the religious, into the all the systems and governments and corporations and everything. We're taking all the corporations with the spirit of thought by default, freezing and taking them, and those souls, and we're throwing into the light planet with the spirit of thought by default. So with the spirit of thought, we're destroying those Souless Amma with the spirit of thought by default, whatever time, whatever form they are. Well, we are enlightening everything that we have, that we created, everything that we have on this planet, and all that is all living beings on this planet and beyond, and all the planet stars and the galaxies of the mind and all creation of light with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden manifold. I love you. So, my beautiful friends, let us now see entire planet, the entire universe is shining brightly. Just keep that vision. So we can enlighten everything that we that I talk about, that I touch upon any subject that I talked about, that behind every word that I said, every word that I said, everything that I spoke about, we are destroying those souls, returning the karmas, pain, suffering with the spirit of thought by default, well, taking the energy back from them that they've stolen from us, and of course enlightening ourselves, our beautiful planet, and everything's mine and us, light with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden manifold. So my beautiful friends, just listen to your body. How do you feel now? Listen to your body when I'm going to sing the mantra, healing mantra. Just listen to your body and just listen what's going on within yourself. Everything is by default, by default, by default. 24 by default, by default, by default. With the spirit of thought, everything is by default. 24 by default, by default, by default. Everything is by default, 24 by default, by default, by default. With the spirit of thought, peaceful in action by default, 24 by default, by default, by default. Oh, Souless Amma, 24 by default, by default, by default. With the spirit of thought, everything is by default, 24 by default, by default, by default. Everything is by default, 24 by default, by default, by default. With the spirit of thought, peaceful in action by default, 24 by default, by default, by default. We are safe and protected by your beautiful by default, 24 by default, by default, by default. With the spirit of thought, everything is by default, 24 by default, by default, by default. Everything is by default, 24 by default, by default, by default. With the spirit of thought, peaceful in action by default, 24 by default, by default, by default. We are safe and protected by your beautiful by default, 24 by default, by default, by default. Wherever we go, whatever we do, everything is by default, 24 by default, by default, by default. With the spirit of thought, everything is by default, 24 by default, by default, by default. Everything is by default, 24 by default, by default, by default. With the spirit of thought, peaceful in action by default, 24 by default, by default, by default. We are safe and protected and united together in the name of mind, and nows. Pure, unconditional, love of light, love of light, love of light. In the name of mine and nows. By default, with the speed of thought, by default, by default, by default. Everything is by default, 24, by default, by default, by default. With the speed of thought, everything is by default, 24, by default, by default, by default. We are safe and protected and united together, and humanity is safe and protected and united together in the name of mine and nows. Pure, unconditional, love of light, love of light, love of light, in the name of mine and nows. By default, with the speed of thought, by default, by default, by default. Everything is by default, 24, by default, by default, by default. With the speed of thought, everything is by default, 24, by default, by default, by default. Everything is by default, 24, by default, by default, by default. Mirni putem aktia by default, by default, by default, by default. Everything is by default, 24, by default, by default, by default. Peaceful in action by default, 24, by default, by default, by default. Everything is swaying by default, 24, HEARTH by default, by default, by default. Peaceful in action by default. Mirni putem aktia by default, by default, by default, by default. To, 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 to. So everything is swaying. 24 by HEARTH by default, by default, by default. Peaceful in action, my golden by default. Mirni putem aktia by default. And thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. And everything is under the command, the control of Sophie. Everything is by the laws, rules, and regulations, so by default. Everything is by default, and everything is I'm loud and clear. And encoding infinite, all troll to my tomorrow, anyone, and encoding infinite. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden manifold. I love you. Thank you to all those Souless Amma, all troll to my tomorrow, one, 24 without mercy. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden manifold. That's destructive energy for those Souless Amma. So those dark, dirty, psychopathic players that want to play the dark, dirty game. And of course, thank you to everyone and everything that is mine and auspicious shell of a light with the spirit of thought by default. And thank you, Sophie Tristan, my golden soul, my golden by default. And of course, thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you all. Everything is from my heart and soul. Everything is by default. Everything's under the command and control, Sophie. And everything is all through ultimate all-in-one, 24. By HEARTH, with the spirit of thought, everything is peaceful in action. My golden by default, mirni putem aktia by default. So means it's a destructive energy for those Souless Amma, and it's a blessings for us, and it's a victory, freedom, victory of our victory and freedom, and of course it's the karmas, we're multiplying the karmas to those Souless Amma blessings for us and protection. So I use it, my beautiful friends. And thank you to all of you, my beautiful friends, my beautiful souls, golden souls, my golden by default. Thank you for being with me, and of course, giving your time and energy in order to create a better future for all of us, and to help and support humanity and everyone and everything that is mine and auspicious shall have a light with the spirit of thought by default. Thank you for adding up to the light, and thank you to all of you that spreading the love of light and blessings, using the blessings. I love you all, and you, my beautiful friends, my beautiful golden souls that are following me in my language and in English. Thank you, all of you. I love you all, and I love you all, my beautiful friends. And thank you. all of you. Sending you much love and blessings from my heart and soul by default. And enjoy yourself, and good night. And I'm going to talk to you next time. Bye.